Hello, everybody. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser, and we're coming to you live in the studio. We have a dangerous situation happening at this time right over Mitchell, South Dakota. Let's get to it here, folks. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued at 7:14 a.m., so about 10 minutes ago, until July 30th at 8 a.m. Okay, so that is a very dangerous storm. What we have here is we have 60-mile-an-hour winds, wind gusts, and half-dollar size hail. It was moving east at 35 miles per hour. So let's do a storm track on that here. Storm track showing 35 miles per hour. Talking this through here. Moving east, 35 miles per hour. And my dog is yelping in the back. All right, so 35 miles an hour. Let's put this over here. We have Mitchell pretty much on top of you. Riverside, Millbrook Colony, 22 minutes. Fulton, about 25 minutes. Alexandria in about 30 minutes. So by 8 a.m. I'm all backwards today, folks, because I am tired. These times are changing as the storm progresses. Salem, about an hour. Folks in Salem already had ping pong ball size hail early this morning at 3 a.m. We've got a lot to cover, so thanks for joining. Again, this is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser, coming to you live in the studio. I hope all of you are able to join. If not, you watch this later, just be aware of the time of this update. It's 7:27 right now. Let's go ahead and cover the storms in the extreme southeast here. They are not severe thunderstorm warned yet. However, this storm here west of Viborg, the storm west of Viborg is moving at a pretty good clip. That cell there. So let's do kind of a track on that, where we expect it to about 7:36. That cell will be just past Viborg. And we do have some rain showers, heavy at times, coming through Harrisburg area as well as city of Sioux Falls. Some lighter showers. Lenox has a more intense there. Let's go ahead and take a look at some integrated liquid here to see if there's any hail. Yep. So this one over by Spring Valley, you probably are going to have a severe thunderstorm warning. I would say within the next 20 to 30 minutes. So anyone that's in this path here, from this all the way points east, y'all need to be on the lookout. So this box basically here would be where they would potentially issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead and move back towards the north, because we do have this very, very dangerous storm to the west. The hail core is to the west of Mitchell right now, but that is showing east-southeast movement, even though the severe thunderstorm warning is showing that it is moving east. The hail core is kind of pushing more towards the east-southeast. There it is. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. Let me make sure that we are able to be viewed here, so bear with me one moment. All right, so we have a lot going on here. Let's go ahead and take a look. So around 7:30, so right on top of Mitchell right now. The hail core is over by Mount Vernon. And if we take a quick peek at the vertical integrated liquid, that is, oh, there's an update. Now we do have intensive storm This is just back building. So let's get these reports. There was hail started out like ice cubes, but then got smaller as the rain got heavier. Rainfall up to 710 was about 0.14, but it was still raining. So that was around White Lake. So these are reports that came in the last 6 hours. And let's take a quick peek. I want to remind folks this swath here is, as you can maybe hear the thunder out here, this whole swath here is where the slight risk is for today. This is a marginal risk or general thunderstorms out here, and then we do have this as the marginal risk. So it's going into a moisture enriched environment, lots of energy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the energy based on HRRR, see what they have there for this morning. So it's doing a great job versus yesterday. It was a little difficult. Doing a great job today picking up those storms where the estimates are. Let's take a look at our bulk shear. We have a lot of bulk shear right now. How this day progresses, it looks like over Mitchell, and looks like it does not dissipate until sometime around 10 a.m. But if we go back here, so Salem, this doesn't look like the Salem Montrose area does not look like it's going to die out. We do have bulk shear is in the low 50s, even up by Howard area. And then not much here, but as this storm progresses east, we do expect it to continue to intensify. Here's a look at what an estimate of where the storms might be and what they might look like around 9 a.m. this morning. It's showing over by Hartford and Crooks area pretty intense rainfall rates. Wouldn't be a bit surprised with the 63 dBz. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see hail core there. Let's take a look at total precipitation. Does not do a very good job of showing that. And let's take a look at significant tornado parameters. These again are estimates. So there's not a whole lot of that there. What we need to be concerned about is if these storms can get out early enough, we're going to have additional development tonight. Okay, and that could be seen with these significant tornado parameters. Let's go south a little, because what we're expecting to have happen is these storms that develop down in the O'Neill area, we expect them to kind of push off into our Sioux Falls area and extreme southeast. As you can see, significant tornado parameters, so there's possibility of some intense storms again in this Vermilion, Elk Point, Sioux City areas, and that would be an estimate of around 8 p.m. tonight. So it all is dependent on a lot of factors. Let's take a look at one of the factors that we have to worry about, surface-based SIN. That would be our capping. Is there going to be enough cap, or is it going to be sufficient to... There's not much cap. There will not be much cap there. There is a little bit here, and it is pretty strong there. But that's obviously picking up on those storms. So let's see. We need 4 p.m. There's 2 p.m. So there's going to be a very, very strong cap. That's why these storms are going to develop late. We have to dwindle down that cap in the atmosphere. And so then around 6 p.m. So things after 6 p.m. is when we start to see storm initiation right over here. And then eventually in Tyndall, Yankton, Vermilion areas, that storms start to merge. Let's take a look at composite reflective there. You can see all these storms down south. A lot of that building up 8 p.m. And then if we do a loop here, there's those storms kind of pushing off into a southeasterly direction there. So Sioux City, Ottawa, West Point, Fremont area, Omaha, anyone traveling on I-29 south tonight, expect some very intense storms. Let's go back to our live look at our radar and see what's going on in Mitchell here. Got a little bit of the sniffles today, so... All right, so it is showing right now they're going to be pushing this severe thunderstorm warning will continue. As you can see, it's starting to, let's take a look at the base velocity here. Starting to become quite a wind event here. We do have some signatures suggesting that, let's see the correlation here, correlation coefficient. Looks like we do have, when we see these particles here, all different colors and not uniform, it kind of gives you an understanding that it might be some debris. But sometimes we can't always rely on that, so we use some other tools here as well. Got a lot of lightning. Let's get a 1 hour precip here. Half an inch almost. Yeah, half inch there. Lots of rain in a short amount of time since that storm has developed. And then over the last hour, some areas that have really gotten some intense rain. South of Hartford, over by Highway 42, which would be the Parker area. I apologize. Parker's a little farther south. So, gee whiz, like 2 inches of rain south of Hartford area. I'm going to take a look now at the 3D view. I want to see this storm here. It's going to take a minute to load, folks. We've got a couple of different pockets. This one here is the one I believe we're going to need. Yep. So this one here is starting to show, that is getting pretty intense there. You can see it by, if I can put a drawer on here, you can see it by these caps right here, trying to protrude, if you will, even grow more vertical. That's a scary situation there, because we do have a risk today for tornado activity. While we do expect that to be a possibility for, apologize. There we go. We've got this. I had the wrong thing on there. So there is a marginal risk here. I apologize, I misspoke earlier. Marginal risk, and then the slight risk is down here for today. That had not updated. And the slight risk is also up in north central part of South Dakota. But this one here, even though it's in a marginal risk, doesn't always mean that there's not going to be anything that happens. It's starting to show signatures here. That wind threat is intensifying, certainly. Now the negative 44 miles per hour doesn't mean that it's going only 44 miles per hour. It just means that's how it's getting brought back from the radar type thing. It's a little hard to explain without getting too technical. And we're starting to see quite a signature here where this is wrapping around. Certainly is moving off into a easterly direction yet. Let's see if they continue this severe thunderstorm warning. This cell is moving off to the southeast, so if this particular cell continues on its current track, let's do another review and see where exactly this could end up being. I believe it was going 40 miles an hour. So we have Fulton in the next 13 minutes, Farmer 23 minutes, some rural areas, and then Spencer 30 minutes. That would be the front part of the storm. Still nothing. Whoops. Shut that off here. Still nothing down here warned yet. This one down by Davis certainly is looking pretty intense. Highway 18. A little too close to the radar, so it's hard to see any rotation signs. While we wait for them to potentially update the severe thunderstorm warning, let's go ahead and do a review here. Let me take it off of the base velocity here, and let me do a quick review so that we get the right information now that we have this pulled up here. We have general thunderstorms that are over in this area here, and then we do have the marginal risk here, and this is of course a slight risk. So that's what we have for today. What are we expecting to have happen with regards to the tornado risk? Let's look at that. Large swath tornado risk. I got somebody that just sent me looks like some hail in Mitchell right now. They're getting the hail. That was a report here. Apologize. So this large swath here is the green area is the tornado risk. So that tornado risk does include Sioux Falls. And again, it all is dependent on timing of everything and when these storms come out. So we did get that severe thunderstorm warning issued that we were expecting. They're continuing that. So 7:41 until 8:15 a.m. So this would be 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. Fulton around 7:45, Alexandria and Farmer around 7:50, and Spencer around 7:55. So it must have slowed down just a little bit. Oh, wow. Moving east at 50. Let's see if I can get that spot on. So that thing is really cooking now. Okay, so that's a little bit better, closer track here. Spencer, 22 minutes. Unityville, 31. Golden View Colony, 31 minutes. So about 8:15. So this severe thunderstorm warning goes through Spencer area, but then as far as Salem goes, I do expect Salem, Canastota, pretty much this. Let's go ahead and do this. My drawing is terrible. So this is probably the area, this box here, is the next area that's going to be impacted by this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hail factor, vertical integrated liquid. We'll look at that quick and see if there's any signs of this, any signs of this dying out at all. No, nope, not at all. It's continuing to show signs of almost 80 kilograms m squared, so that is significant. Definitely can tell that it's significant hail there. And, you know, we got the 62 degree dew point, 67 for the temp. So this one expires in 14 minutes. I do expect that to expire because it moves out of the warned area, and that's why they have this box here. Apologize, folks. I'm just going to verify something. Somebody just sent me a somebody just sent me information here. Video reporting some hail in Mitchell. Yep, I got lots of people out there that you got to stay inside. Don't be going outside and trying to look at that. Stay safe. But I do appreciate that information. So 746 outside of Mitchell. If we follow that cell. We're going to stay with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few other things. We're going to kind of get a few other things going here. Bear with me one moment while I take a look at the latest forecast discussion here. Just want to make sure I can get as much information as possible. So what are we expecting for the temperatures? Well, they have National Weather Service is showing highs of 90, but I will tell you, I think that's going to be needing to be dropped a little because, hang on one second, folks. We have a dangerous situation here that I can't believe that they have not issued a warning down here. 1 second. 1 second. One second, folks. This is doing this live. I gotta warn some people. Hey, your friend over in Canton, she work today? And okay, that's good because there's a signature of rotation. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like area of concern would be south of Worthing right now. It's heading towards a southeast direction, so even Beresford might get part of this. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. I'm still live. Are you able? Did you get a notification that I was live or no? Okay, good. Thanks. Love you. Bye. All right, folks, I just had to confirm with my wife that I'm actually live. I don't have my chat on, so it's a little tough to verify. All right, so let's regroup here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, they lost that signature of rotation. But I still want to look at that one here. Some hail there, but it's not making it to the surface or it's not being reported. Let's see what the echo tops are. It's going to be a little tough to figure that out. Some of these are pretty darn severe here. We're in the mid 40,000 range. And that's, once you start getting that high up, you typically end up seeing some of those more intense storms. Back to the Mitchell one. Wish I could get a better reading on this. Okay, 1 second here. I'm going to call somebody. One second, folks. Hey, what size of hail did you say that might have been? Dimes and quarters. Okay. While you were out there, did you happen to see any kind of funnel stuff, or just pretty much? Yeah, intense. Okay. I was just curious because some signatures are showing rotation up in some of those storms there, so I was wondering. Yep. Yeah, you probably got quite a bit of wind too, huh? Looked like. Yeah. All right. Well, yes, that's what I was calling for. Yep. So I'm noticing that on that correlates with the signature that I'm seeing right now is showing there's no wind. So there's rotation there. It's just hard to tell. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later then. Stay safe. Bye. All right, folks. So I was checking with my mother-in-law. She's in the Mitchell area, and it makes sense that there is. So she was reporting that there's just earlier, not that long ago, there was definitely some hail, obviously, and there was also some wind, and now it's completely calm. So that would have correlated with what I was just seeing a moment ago, where there was nothing. It was showing like hardly any negative number for that. And now we are seeing that right here. Some of these areas showing possibility of rotations. I don't know why this radar is not picking that up very good, but areas that I would be concerned about would be anyone that's along I-90. Go back to this. 60 mile an hour winds, $half size hail, 750, Spencer 755. So we've got a couple more minutes before they get ahead of this, and likely will have another box where they start another severe thunderstorm warning box. So let's go back to our regular high resolution reflective, and we'll also take this DBZ reader off. Wessington Springs area, there's a little bit of a cell there, but I don't expect anything to really come of that, as that cap is going to start growing and suppress, or put a lid basically on storm development here until possibly later this evening. We'll have to see how that progresses. But this one, certainly anybody that's on I-90 needs to be careful. And then again, this green area is where the potential for tornado activity. It's only a 2% risk, but still. Let's read through the update that they had this morning. And it looks like they have eastern Nebraska and Iowa into parts of Mississippi, Ohio. Also possible across parts of northern plains. That pretty much sums it up. Usually they'll have some kind of more in-depth information, but it doesn't look like they have that there. So how's our temperatures expected to go after this? Are we finally going to cool off? Nope. We're going to keep on trucking through that wonderful, wonderful, humid, muggy junk. For the next 7 days, we do see the overnight lows continuing into the mid to upper 60s and for Sioux Falls area. And Monday, highs in the mid 80s. Don't expect anything significantly different than what we've been seeing. Wednesday, we will have that possibility for some storms again. I'm going to wait for another box to be appearing here, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you a look at what we have expected for tomorrow. We will be under the gun again for the tornado risk. So this is not going away anytime soon. Wind risk for tomorrow. Again, same areas that we have for today. Hail, same area. It's just the same song and dance. So here's today's outlook for hail. More of that hail is expected to be here, but we do have a 5% risk here. Obviously, you can see that, but the storm development for tonight would be more so along this swath here and up here. And then let's take a look at Thursday. Does things taper off for our state? Yes, it does. And everything kind of pushes off over into Indiana, Chicago area, and Ohio Valley. That's what we're expecting. Let's see here. I doubt there's anything that's going to be showing here, but let's verify. Yeah, they usually don't have a whole lot there. Let's go ahead and put this one back on. So this is where the slight risk is. This is where the marginal risk is. Again, these marginally severe, but yet we have these severe thunderstorm warnings. It's very difficult to pinpoint where they're going to pop up, all the other elements, that type of thing. Let's take a look and see if we have same signature. Nope, that looks like it's starting to die out. Doesn't mean it's safe. It just means the echo tops are not continuing to intensify and they're not maintaining. They're let's go here. So now we have 44, 45, 40. All right. So they may be waiting on this one to issue. So this one will be allowed to expire in 16 minutes. They will probably, based on what I'm seeing, probably have a severe weather or a special statement for areas to the east. So this area here will probably be the next box, somewhere in that vicinity. My terrible drawing. But I don't expect nearly as intense of hail. It'll probably be more along the lines of quarter-size hail. My mother-in-law, she was reporting that it was probably dime-size hail, so that was in Mitchell. But so there's still some possibilities in here. Let's take a comparison look here. This area, 43,000. So no warnings there. And this one has warning, but it's certainly starting to die out. Yeah. I'm going to stay on until it's completely done, quote unquote done. But let's go back to a few things of some of these reports. See if I can grab one other source here. Trying to see where I might be able to put one other thing here. Apologize, one moment. Looks like I'm getting some Spanish. Apologize here, one moment. Text, color. There we go. All right, so there's some chatter going on, but I'm not exactly sure what that's stating. Guessing they want to talk about the hurricanes. Did they issue that severe thunderstorm warning? Is still waiting on that. So let's go ahead and go down south here for a look at our hurricane monitoring here. Lots of lightning happening. So lots of things going on with respect to hurricane potential. This is a 60% chance of tropical development. That's medium. So we do have the Bahamas area and likely to have Florida impacted. Now there's no hurricanes yet. It just means that this is kind of the risk level. 70 or 60% chance over the next 7 days. So things are looking pretty ripe for that area. Gosh, there's lots of lightning. Let's go ahead and turn the echo tops off. This one here, still showing the wind threat. It's actually showing quite a bit. I'm gonna figure out what this says here. One moment. Something about hurricanes, but I can't figure out what they're saying. All right, so we're now seeing some signatures. We have kind of a bowing going on here. So that shows tells me that the wind threat is intensifying. So even though we have the hail core kind of disintegrating, if you will. Hail's way back here. It's still pretty intense, but not as intense as it was. Even though we have that there disintegrating, we do see the wind threat becoming more significant. right in here. So any of those folks that, whoops, we got one heck of a, that's where it's the calmest, is on the south side. And then we do have that intense wind there. Let's see what they're going to do in another 10 minutes here. I'm going to quick work on. Let's go ahead and bring up the extended composite, extended range severe weather models and see what they're showing here. Bear with me one moment while I get that pulled up. Do things on the fly. We're going to wait for that, and I'm going to pull this up here one moment. All right, so this is what we're showing right now as July 30th through August 5th. As you can see, we do certainly have quite a bit of intense storm activity expected over in the Rochester, Minnesota area, and then the Ohio River Valley, which makes sense. That's week 1, July 30th through August 5th. And then we go right back to August 6th through the 12th. We're back into most of Minnesota being an issue, primarily the northern half of Minnesota, and North Dakota again. So that's what we're expecting there. Let's shut that off and go back to our radar Omega as we sit here and wait for this to be updated. Emery and Spencer. So we have 16 miles east that was issued at 7:59. So, and it's moving east at 50. So they have this block. It was a little bit smaller of an area, so I expect them to keep on continuing that severe thunderstorm warning. Let me take a look at a few other things here. I want to get some reports of winds here. Bear with me one moment. All right, so let's take a look at reports of winds. If I can find. Don't have any Mesonet stations there. Goodness. There was gusts reported of 59 miles per hour. Of course, over by Mount Vernon, that's where that was. Let's see if we have anything supporting where there's greater winds. All right, not seeing anything that I'm able to confirm. So let's take a look and see. Another look. Let's look at the base velocity. So we are showing the rotation indications, or here, and the reason why I say that is we have the green and the red, the mixing there. But that also could be a signature of the wind intensity, as it kind of kicks things up a little bit. And that's continuing to move off to the east. Take a break for just one moment and I'll be right back with you. Let's see here. All right. Yep, I will be right back, and then we'll continue on this here. So bear with me one moment. All right, folks, I am back. As we continue to take a look at these storms and the intensity, I don't want to alarm you, but we do have quite the risk, and so that's why I'm staying on live coverage here. One over here is starting to show signs. When was that reported? That was early this morning. That's where everything kind of started to build. That's where this one originally was. Continuing along I-90, so let's see if we can take a quick peek at some cameras here. Trying to get all that I can here, so bear with me one moment. It looks like right now we have out in Chamberlain, Oklahoma area. Oh, it looks like they just was allowed to have that expire, and Thought it was going to kind of stay together for Salem area, but does not look like it's going to be the case. Let's take a look at their live information here. Just bear with me. Okay, so it looks like that severe thunderstorm warning cell that hit Mitchell, Mount Vernon Plank, White Lake area pretty intense this morning has been allowed to expire. We now have our first severe thunderstorm warning down in Hawarden. So at 8:14, a couple moments ago, National Weather Service at Sioux Falls, we now have southeastern Lincoln County, northeastern Union County, moving located near Hawarden, moving southeast at 50 miles an hour. These things are really moving. So we have Lamar's, Iowa is going to be hit around 8:30. Craig around 8:20. Strebel around 8:25. Let's take a look at the base velocity on that. That's going to be a little tough. Tough to get a signature on that based on the radar tools that we have here. So that has some minimal hail. They are issuing this because of the wind threat. And then I just get the notification on my phone of the severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so I do have to go to work today, so I am going to let y'all go. This is the latest information that we have. Oh, who is that? Sorry, I got to bring this chat up because I can't. Oh. They finally did severe warn the one that just passed over me. Winds did get intense for a few minutes. Yep, they did. Thanks, Nate. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go. That is the latest information that we have. Again, I guess one other thing that I do want to verify or give information to, let's make sure, because they just changed some things here. So now there is an enhanced risk in this swath. Let me make sure. I don't always trust other applications. Not knocking Radar Omega or anything, but I go to the OG source. So 15 minutes ago, Storm Prediction Center did update this. Enhanced risk now for areas south of Vermilion, and then the slight risk for today has been pushed south, south of Canton area. So pretty much this whole swath here, and then they likely have an isolated, I would say they probably have more of a wind threat in that enhanced section. Yep, so the wind threat is going to be primarily Des Moines and Fort Madison area, all of these, Davenport. And then we do have the hail risk, but that is 15% risk, and that kind of picks the slight risk area. See if they updated day 2. Nope, day 2 is not updated. That'll be updated. Day 2 will be updated around noon today. So day 2 is the same as what I showed earlier. So this is what we have, the latest information. Glad I stayed on for a brief moment while the Storm Prediction Center updated all this. This is a slight risk for today. And then the tornado threat for today does include Sioux Falls, but it's more points east and south. If I were to estimate, it would probably be kind of this area here would be the most intense. But let's take a look at HRRR before I let you go, and then I will let you go. So this is where HRRR shows things at 8 a.m. And we did have those storms move through, so that makes sense. And as you can see, things get super intense around noon. More than likely because the reason they have this 2% risk down here is more than likely because of the fact that they didn't have all that cloud cover this morning, and it's able to build. We do see intense storms that try to continue over in the O'Neill area, 7 o'clock tonight, and then those will progress off to a east-southeast direction. And I don't have my latest update, so it's going to be a little tough. Let's see what they say about this tornado risk here. This was updated at 8:04 a.m. by the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. So very challenging meteorological scenario with highly variable guidance. Anytime I see that, that tells me it's not chase worthy, because there are so many variables in this. Yet not overly warm air aloft for the season to top them. Yeah, there's... So this is going to be highly dependent on so many other factors. Still want to make sure that everybody stays alert, weather aware, but it will be difficult to pinpoint where and if a tornado were to develop in that area today. Do want to bring attention to Montevideo area for our friends in Minnesota. We do have a special weather statement there. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, moving east at 45. These puppies are really moving today. We also do have some showers still in the summit area here, pretty intense. Take a look at the vertical integrated liquid here. It looks like summit area does have some intense. They may end up doing a warning on that as it progresses east. I would suspect that the Wilmot area over in Minnesota, or I apologize, Wilmot, South Dakota. I was getting mixed up with the border and the I-29 corridor. All right. I'm going to let you all go. Stay safe, everybody. This has been a 605 Chaser weather update. We do show signs of rotation down by Haywarden, likely signature of very intense winds. So that's going to be the main threat today, winds down in the southeast portion and northwest Iowa. God bless you all. Stay safe.